Hello everyone. Today we have another ACT math problem as a warm-up. We're going to be looking at question number 6 on the math practice test in preparing for the ACT. So the problem: of the 180 students in a college course, 1/4 of the students earned an A for the course, 1/3 of the students earned a B for the course, and the rest of the students earned a C for the course. How many of the students earned a C for the course? Okay, so this is the problem we're going to look at today. We're going to try to take it step by step and break down what we need to do to solve this problem. Okay, so step number 1 in solving any math problem is first we have to figure out what is this question asking us to find. Right? What is it we're trying to solve for? So go ahead, pause the video, reread the question, and see if you can figure out what this question is asking us to find. Okay, hopefully you had a chance to figure that out for yourself. The key thing we're looking at here is that ending question: how many of the students earned a C for the course? So to solve this problem, we want to know, what does C equal? What is the number of students that earned a C? Okay, for our next step to solve this problem, we know what we're looking for. We have to ask ourselves, what are we given to find it? Right? What initial information do we have? So take a second, pause the video. Okay, there's a couple different pieces of information given to us in this question. See if you can list them out on a piece of paper. Okay, hopefully you've had a chance to make your list. Let's go over the first piece of info we're given, and that is that we have 180 students in a college course. So the very first piece of info we get is that the number of students equals 180. And we can use S to talk about students here. Sometimes it's helpful if we model our problem. Why don't we visualize a classroom? Okay, maybe there's a whiteboard and a teacher's desk. And then we can add one desk for every one of our students. 180 students would look something like this. The next piece of info we get is that 1/4 of those students earned an A for our course. Okay, so our next piece of info is a ratio. Out of our students, 1/4 of them got an A. To visualize this, we can take the desks in our model and rearrange them into 4 groups. Okay, the size of one of these groups is how many students in the class received an A. The next piece of information our problem gives us is that 1/3 of the students earned a B. So once again, we can jot down this proportion that 1/3 of our students got a B. Once again, we can visualize this by taking down the desks in our model and rearranging them into 3 equal groups. So one of these groups would represent how many students got a B. And our last piece of information in this problem is that the rest of the students earned a C for the course. Okay, so we know that students either got an A, a B, or a C in the course. So if we add up the number of students that got an A, a B, and a C, we should get the total number of students. Okay, so in this problem, we end up with 4 pieces of information here. 4 pieces of info that we can use to try to figure out how many students got a C. Now that we have all the information in our problem, we know what we're looking to find, we can try to look for a strategy. How do I take these 4 pieces of information that I have to figure out how many students earned a C? Go ahead, pause the video, see if you can come up with a plan or strategy to solve this problem. Okay, hopefully you've had a chance to come up with a strategy. there is more than one way to solve this problem. Okay, the first one that jumps out to me personally is that we know how many students we have. We can use that number of 180 to figure out how many students got an A, right, by multiplying that 1/4 by 180. We can do the same thing to figure out how many students got a B. And then once we know how many students have an A and how many students have a B, we can use both of those numbers to find out how many students got a C. So to get started, we want to figure out how many students got an A. We know there are 180 students total, and we know 1/4 of them got an A. So go ahead, pause the video for a second. See if you can figure out how many students got an A. Okay, hopefully you're able to plug in 180 in place of our S. And then you can just multiply those together, 1/4 times 180. Or you could do 180 divided by 4. And we would figure out that 45 students received an A. Next, we want to figure out, well, how many students got a B? Once again, there are 180 students. 1/3 of them got a B. So once again, go ahead, pause the video. See if you can figure out how many students got a B. Okay, just like the last problem, we'll plug in 180 in place of S. 1/3 times 180 gives us 60. Or you could have done 180 divided by 3 to get that 60. Okay, but 60 students got a B. Now to finish the problem, we want to figure out, well, how many students got a C? Well, once again, we have 180 students total. We found that 45 of those students got an A, that 60 of those students got a B, and we know all of the students got an A, a B, or a C, so the A's, the B's, and the C's should add up to the total number of students. So once again, go ahead, pause the video, see if you can figure out how many students got a C. Okay, to do this, we want to plug in the numbers we have. That gives us that 45 students, 60 students, and the number of C students should add to be 180. We can subtract 45 and 60 to the other side to get the total number of C students by itself. Doing 180 minus 45 minus 60 in a calculator lets us know that 75 students got a C. Now there is often more than one way to solve a problem. Okay, maybe you came up with another method. I'm going to show you one more just in case you tried to use fractions to solve this problem. Okay, because that's one more way that I see it. We still know there are 180 students. But if we want to look at the fractions, we could think of it like percentages. A certain percentage of students got an A, B, and a C. And we know if we add those ratios together, we get 1, right? 100%. And we know 1/4 of the students got an A, 1/3 of the students got a B, some amount of students got a C, but we better total 100%. So if I want to figure out what percentage of students got a C, I can subtract 1/4 and 1/3 from the other side. And then I can use fractions to find a common denominator so that way I can subtract these differences. Okay, 4 and 3 have a common denominator of 12. So I could change all my numbers to base 12, a fraction. Okay, 1 becomes 12 out of 12. 1/4, we would have to multiply top and bottom by 3 to get 3/12. And for 1/3, we can multiply the top and bottom by 4. Okay, a little bit of a trickier method, but if you're comfortable with fractions, nothing too drastic here. And we can easily see that the percentage of students that get a C are 5/12. Okay, so out of our 180 students, 5 out of every 12 get a C. I can plug this in the calculator, 5 divided by 12 times 180, and we will once again see that 75 students got a C grade. Okay, so another way we can look at that using fractions to find the exact same answer. If that still doesn't make sense, let's go back to our model. Instead of 3 groups, let's try to use that fraction of 12. If I have 12 groups, now one row is a third of my students, or one column is 1/4. So you can see how we'll have 3 groups of A students, 4 groups of B students, and 5 are left over for our C students. Thanks for watching.